Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. It's Saturday afternoon and I just got back from vacation. Spent 7 days at the beach, so consider this the Saturday afternoon version of Friday morning ramblings. And I'm just going to walk through the garden. Haven't even unpacked yet. I just want to see what's going on. And I can see right in the right corner of my no-dig garden, tomatoes are missing. So that was probably deer. And right over here, as we're walking up, the gate was open. So I am grateful. I had couple people help me with the garden with watering, but looks like the gate was open and this would be a little bit of a concern. So as you approach here, you certainly see everything that's sheared down and looks like that. That is from deer. So this was also an experiment. Built the no-dig this year. Works really well. Pumpkins, I'm learning about those. I'm just letting them grow. This will be a pumpkin patch next year. But with the tomatoes, these are two plants that are just sprawling across. Tomatoes are vines, and I always get asked, do they have to be pruned up, staked, cut back? And the answer is no, but if you just let them go, tomato plants will just vine across, and these two plants have just taken over this whole space. One's maybe an early girl or a supersonic, the bigger ones here on the right, and the one on the left is cherry tomatoes. You can see the cherry tomatoes in here. I also have a lot of stuff that's ready to pick. I picked the entire garden before I left, so that's one tip. Before you go on vacation, pick everything you need. I had people come and even take stuff, but there's going to be so much ready. I'm going to have friends and family come over and do some more picking. So the deer sheared this top down. The problem when you let tomatoes just kind of trail across the ground, it's really hard to get in there and find the tomatoes. So the deer did me a favor and showed those, although they look like they stomped over them. But you definitely want to prune tomatoes up unless you have a ton of space. What's cool is there's a pumpkin, or that might be, nope, that's a pumpkin, and there's a pumpkin right in there. So they're doing their thing, so that's pretty cool. I have a little bit of cantaloupe on the other side, but that does not look like a cantaloupe. And as you're looking over your garden, you're looking for signs. So right in here, we've gone over that before, squash bug eggs are everywhere. Some right down in there. You can see some right in there. So when you get back, first thing you want to do is take care of watering issues. Then you want everything harvested before you start spraying. That's my plan. And again, I'm going to invite people over. As we walk through, I'll show you all the produce that's ready to be harvested also. Here's some more squash bug eggs. So when you're gone on vacation for a while, certainly people can help out, but they don't know the garden as well as you do. More squash bug eggs. So they help you out. It's greatly appreciated because this garden got watered well. The plants look good. We also had the end of a hurricane come through here a couple days ago, so I suspect the wind damage is going to be pretty bad. So even though you have people help you out, that's a cucumber beetle. Treated really well with dust by putting the dust on the outer leaves. I've talked about that in other videos, so I'll be doing that. And you can see all the squash bug eggs. They're just everywhere. So dust on the outer leaves, away from the pumpkin flowers. Same thing with zucchini and squash. And that should cut the population down of problematic insects. You can see right there, two remains of cucumber beetles because I put some dust on the outside before I left, just as a precaution. And that's a good idea too. So before you leave for vacation, you definitely want to have your sprays down. You want to have your dust down, and you want to have a plan in place to help out a little bit. And then you can see the squash bugs have just gone crazy. So this is one part of the garden. Looks like the deer got all in here. So just to recap real quick, before you leave, you put down your dust and sprays. Harvest everything. This garden was completely harvested 7 days ago, so everything that's here has just come. We can see that the weight of this tomato plant has snapped the post. You definitely want to use strong posts, but you can see a lot of tomatoes are ready to go. Looks like this one slid down the post. Maybe some damage from wind, I don't know, but look at all those tomatoes. That one even rotted out. And again, these were all harvested really well before I left. Pepper plants, looking pretty good. This one looks a little bit yellow, so these will all get a top dressing of an organic fertilizer. Now that we're out of the first week of August any plants that look pretty good, they're going to get some sort of feeding to help them out. Maybe a top dressing, maybe some water-soluble fertilizer, maybe a combination of both. More tomatoes. Peppers look good. These are the squash plants that I've pruned back nice and hard. Nice squash in there, ready to go. These were sprayed for powdery mildew. I can see that it's coming back. 7 days later, not so bad really, because the powdery mildew was there, but I sprayed before I left. And just for those of you that don't know what it is, that marking is powdery mildew. That's the underside, that's the top side, and this is just going to get an antifungal spray. You can see more eggs on there, some powdery mildew in there. Back in there is my fall garden. That was the first wave. That's doing pretty good. Coming back this way, I've got more radishes coming up. That was the second wave. Cucumber plant is beat up, and I thought I was going to have to remove this. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer, maybe give it a peppermint oil spray under the leaves, but you can see a cucumber in there. Beans look pretty beat up. Maybe I'll give them a pretty harsh spray to kill whatever's ailing them. And actually in about 2 or 3 weeks, new leaves will grow, new flowers will grow. So you can really save bean plants that really look beat up. Sunflower plant, time for that to come out. Time to get ready really for the fall garden. I have lots of videos which, if you just check back on my channel about the last week or two, you'll see how I'm getting ready for the fall garden. Looks like we lost a couple sunflowers. The wind must have whipped through there. I have beans popping up for my second round of beans. Things look pretty decent in here. Sadly my okra is knocked down. That is okra. If you've not seen it before, that is way too long. That's not really going to be edible. Red yard long beans. They're ready to be picked. Some of them are kind of big. So looks like we lost some sunflowers. Oh, I see what happened. So the sunflower came down and smashed down the okra. So I'll try and repair that. Here's another squash plant. Since I saw powdery mildew on the last one, I want to be checking it here. And look at all that. Whoa, well first of all, I almost stepped on these. Here's my second round of radishes. They're looking good. I put these more in the shade. These have to be thinned down to 1. So that's good news. This cucumber plant, the outer leaves look pretty good. I have new cucumbers coming up right in there. I did walk by this. This is what I'm going to show you. Oh yeah, so I definitely, look, that's a deer. So that gate being open, a deer came in here. A rabbit is not going to do that. I mean, it's possible, but it's just, that's pretty tall for a rabbit. So those cucumbers might be gone, but I think they'll be okay because there's a little leaf right there. Second round of fall zucchini, or late season summer zucchini and squash, looking pretty good. But we were looking at all those squash in it. This plant is pretty good. This has been going, you know, since the beginning of the summer, and I don't see any powdery mildew on there, but that will get sprayed. Like I said, this cucumber looks decent. It's still the original cucumber plant. Usually they're beat up, but the underspraying of peppermint oil really made a difference. But a week later, I mean, parts of it's looking pretty bad. This one doesn't look as good. Those are lemon cucumbers. They're fresh and ready to pick. And again, I'm going to have people come out and just harvest off the plant. Look at all those. That's a plant that was planted back in May, and it just keeps producing. It was really pruned back pretty harshly too. I've got videos on that, and I mounded and piled dirt over that. And if you do that, the vine will root out. Tomato trellis looks pretty good right there. That's got to get cleaned up. No damage. Oh, here you go. So yeah, it's definitely, a rabbit isn't going to get on these metal cages, but the tops of those beams are sheared down. So I had a deer trot its way in here and it looks like it's been snacking on stuff, and well, I can see the corn's beat up as we get up there. More tomatoes. They look pretty good. The yellowing leaves I'm not too worried about. Lots of red tomatoes all ready to be picked. More squash and zucchini. They look good. People will enjoy that tomorrow. There's damage in there. It's soft. That's a vine borer. I can pile dirt into that and it should root out and save this plant for a while, but I might just pull it. I am ready to get my fall garden started, and I've already put in my backups of squash and zucchini plants. And I can see the same damage in there right at the base of the stem. It's tan, it's kind of brownish. That means a vine borer got in there. Loaded with tomatoes. And, well, I don't like getting my shadow in the video, but I can't do much about that. So, that's a rabbit. I mean, that's a deer. Deer came in here and just knocked my corn down, which is a bummer. I do also have those fruit trees, and a squirrel took out 20 of my peaches because I wasn't here to deal with that. And going on vacation is great, you know, for the family and for fun, but it's not good for the garden. Like a small garden, maybe you can manage. If you're doing something more on a larger scale or a full homestead scale, you need people to help you. These are determinate tomatoes, and these all really came to be while I was gone, and they're already starting to rot on the vine. That's nice. Two nice cantaloupe in there. Lots of tomatoes. There's more of the corn damage. So there looks like the deer just walked right into the middle of that. Let's spin around this way, and I'm going to go over to, well, let's come over here. We've got some acorn squash, spaghetti squash starting, and that's all powdery mildew. That's what you're looking for. When you start seeing that, you have to be spraying your antifungals. And it's all beat up down there too, which is some sort of borer, but it looks pretty good actually. Maybe it rooted somewhere. All right, let me take you to the other side of the garden and walk back. So this is the other entrance side. These are all of really the hot peppers, and they look pretty good. Lots of hot peppers on there. Some dwarf tomatoes down there. Loads of tomatoes. It looks like something got in here, which it did. And this is all chewed off. That's from a deer just strolling over here and sticking its head in there and just chewing everything down. So, good news is the fence works. When the gates are closed, you know, I haven't had any deer problems in 2 years, but if I didn't have the fence, of course they would come in and take everything down. Containers look pretty good. Having somebody come and water was golden because these would have all died out, so I appreciate that. Here are my determinate tomatoes in root pouches, who I'm affiliated with, and you can find those at our seed shop. Those are the 10-gallon size bags, and these plants are doing really, really well. I'm going to be giving them some calcium nitrate liquid form, just because blossom end rot starts coming about now. And let's see. Actually, this is aroma type. There's no blossom end rot because well, let's put it in camera. And there's no blossom end rot there because I've been giving it calcium pretty regularly. When you have plants, tomato plants in containers, they tend to get blossom end rot much more easily. And that's the browning of the bottom. So a couple of them are rotting, but I don't see any issue on there. Now, being determinate tomatoes, they're going to start dying off. The plants will start dying off because they get to a set height, produce their flowers, put out the tomatoes, and then they die back. But in a future video, I'll address blossom end rot, because a lot of people, and they're right, it's about calcium, but it's also often about watering. If you water your container plants unevenly, even just a little bit, they have a hard time pulling the calcium in. This is my cherry tomato trellis, and it's looking exactly as I envisioned, maybe a little bit bigger than I wanted. Peppers all look good. Some die back. That kind of yellowing, it's nothing to worry about. That's just your plant taking nitrogen from the bottom of the plant and sending it up here for more growth and more tomatoes. And look at all the cherry tomatoes. They're all ready to go. People will really enjoy even this dieback. That is from the black cherry, and they tend to have leaves die back when it gets really hot. Nothing to worry about. Just loaded with cherry tomatoes. Some of them look like they rotted. But look at all those. And it's kind of a tough balance because you want to go on vacation, but you also got to be here to care for your plants. You don't want all this food to go to waste. Tomatoes, just tons of the large tomatoes. Some of the leaves are beat up, but I'm not noticing any kind of disease that I'm worried about. Let's move around one more side. So there's a lot here to harvest, a lot here to get in shape. Not, so happy that deer came in and took some stuff down. Not so happy that, look at all those tomatoes, that squirrels or something took all my peaches that were going to be ready in about, probably this week. But it happens, and that's the hard thing with gardening, is we might spend a year planning to grow something, and it's almost there, and then disease or pests take it, and it is disappointing. Got melons. The watermelons are looking pretty good. Looks like I have 2 right in there. Apologize for me being in the picture. Shadow wise. Oh, there's another one. So the melon is doing well. I'll be doing more videos on that. And I guess we can conclude coming down this way. So the garden's still producing. It is still healthy, first week of August. Not a lot of dieback like I thought I might have. These peppers are doing pretty well. We'll get in there, take a look at that. Scallop squash. Even this cucumber plant is still going. So there's a lot of cucumbers. That's what a cucumber looks like that is turning to seed. They get this beautiful yellow-orange color, and that means you have mature seeds. So if you want to harvest cucumber seeds, you have to leave them on there till they look something like that, and let them stay there for a good 10 days past that color, and then you just harvest the seeds and dry them. The beans are drying out. They're going to be ready. No powdery mildew on here. And then there's a massive scallop squash down there. That's good, and it's still flowering. But overall, I guess it could have been worse. So when you go on vacation, it's a great idea to pre-spray, even put down some fertilizers, definitely water, get everything watered. If you can get somebody to come in 2 or 3 times that week to water, that helps. Help them out, set up sprinklers, just tell them where to put them and how long to leave them on. That helps with watering. And minus the deer that got in, things are good enough. So I'll clean this up. I'll get some videos coming out pretty regularly. The next videos are going to be on container gardening. I'm going to go and shoot a video of the container cucumber, zucchini, tomatoes that I planted about 3 weeks ago out on my front deck. Corn looks pretty good. Next year, no deer, and I think it'll be nice. Thanks for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com.